Marta Martin. My next topic that I really want to talk about is curiosity doesn't console. Alright, so what I mean by that is you meet somebody such as myself and you start this conversation, and this is how it usually goes. Hey, yeah, you got kids. And then our heart starts dropping when we get asked that question. Why does it drop? Because we know that somewhat of an uncomfortable situation is about to come up. I love to talk about my son, I really do, but being a mother that's been grieving for 4 years now, I've come across a lot of people. So when the question comes up about my son, I'm honest. You know, I love my son. I will tell you about my son. Now there's an extent though. Now this is where people start pushing buttons. So what I mean by curiosity doesn't console. If I tell you that my son died, most likely with the human race, humanity, one of the first things you're going to say is, I'm so sorry, or I'm sorry for your loss. And we say, well, thank you, I appreciate that. I mean, that's what I do, and that's what most of the people do. So now you're dealing with, you got this person that's grieving, that you just realize you just hit a nerve, and now what do? Do I back out? Do I change the subject? What do I do? Let me tell you what you don't do. If I were you, I wouldn't start asking questions about how he died. Now, it's okay in some ways, and what I mean by that is if you were to say, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, and somehow you figure out he was in the military. Well, as soon as the first thing that anybody asks me is, once it finds out in the military, did he die overseas? You know, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of deaths every week, every month, every year. I mean, lots in the military. I hate when people assume, the first thing they assume is that he died overseas. So when I tell them he died by suicide, yeah, it starts getting uncomfortable. For me, it does. Especially when somebody wants to ask the details. Don't do that. You see somebody, a mother that's grieving, you don't ask the details. We don't want to have to relive every single one of these details. We don't. I haven't met a mom yet that is totally okay with going on every single little detail. A lot of those details are very private. And when it comes to the whole, you know, suicide part, the question I get asked all the time, well, did you see it coming? Was he sad? Was he depressed? You know what? Really, if we saw it coming, and I know as a mother, we would do everything we could to protect our child from that. So no, we didn't see that coming. So don't ask that question. It's really hard because in the 4 years I have somebody ask about my son, or we get into some conversation at least 3-4 times a week. I mean, that's just on average. And maybe for me, it's because I'm out there. I got a lot of people on Facebook. I got YouTube. Put my videos out. Navy Girl website. But still, these videos that I'm trying to do, my grief toolbox videos, isn't necessarily just for the griever. It's for people that have to deal with the grievers. And when I say by deal, I hate to say that because I hate when people deal with me. But people do all the time. It doesn't change. They feel like, well, in order for me to understand this situation, I need to know more about it. No, you really don't. A lot of those details are private. Mothers, fathers. We don't necessarily want to tell you every single thing. Now, if we feel comfortable with you, we will. We will share. We will open up. But for me, I may find somebody that I'm totally comfortable with talking to about my son, and it could be a complete stranger. And my feeling on that is that here's a complete stranger that's coming to me and talking to me and just like has already given me that I really want to listen to you. Whether I see this person ever again in my life, I may not. But just a simple fact that I opened up to them, they allowed me to open up to them. It's very consoling. It makes me feel better. So, back to the topic, curiosity doesn't console. You just got to be really careful. You've got to read people. And then I know that's really hard for a lot of people to do. But if you see somebody that's uncomfortable and that they feel uncomfortable about talking about a situation, you know what? The best thing for you to do is just say, I'm really sorry for your loss, and I will keep you in my prayers and my thoughts. That's completely okay. Even if you turn around and you never see that person ever again, we have a good feeling and knowing that we were not pressured to tell you about our situation. So, as I said before, these are my thoughts, and it doesn't apply to everybody. But I hope, if anything, that you can get something out of this, whether it's the next time you run into somebody who has lost somebody very dear to them. If all you do is just smile at them, or you just pat them on the back, or you just give them a hug, that means more to us than the questions, any of that stuff. Mothers like me, we love to be consoled. We really do. So, thank you for listening. And I'm glad that you found my channel.